This is just AMZN on Thursday, June 10th, 2021. This was just an incredibly bullish day. On the daily, it's nearly marubozu. Shaved bottom, shaved top, close enough from zoomed in even this far. What's really interesting is the open was really similar to the open of this marubozu. It was a bearish marubozu. And after this candle, only this one, the very next candle, went a little bit lower since this marubozu. So we've now closed above all of these bears. Some of these bears were, let's see, we're almost above this upper wick. We didn't quite get to the high was 33.51, so we didn't quite get to 33.54.70. A little bit under that. That's probably the only negative thing, bearish thing I'll say about today is we didn't get above that one. I mean, here, let me just step it forward. Okay, we're above every bearish candle I have on the daily. There you go. That works. So the last couple of days, we've had like 15 minutes of buying and then a pullback, 10, 15 minutes, and then, kind of an S curve, and it keeps going. We just had 25 minutes of buying right out the gate. The last of the 5-minute candles, we really didn't even get below it. These two tagged the 21. I mean, it's even hard to look at this chart. It's just so squished in the middle here. You have the run up at the start of the day, the run up at the end of the day, and the middle of the day was not sideways. But let me just zoom in on the middle of the day so you can really see what was going on. Look at this. It was just all over the place. Just we had some really big bearish candles, but they could not take out the bullish candles. So this was a great place to get a retest here into the last of that initial run up. This kind of looks like a double top, but it couldn't get going. The things just rode the 21. Every candle that came back into the 21 eventually bounced or just stayed touching it. So this one touched it, this went through, but then it still touched it, still touched it, still touched it. Even with these 20 minutes of selling here, we immediately took out the last one, bullish engulfing here, inverted hammer-ish kind of indecision, and then just continued, just sideways here. Oh, don't do that. There we go. This low was slightly taken out by this one, but immediately got bought back up. High wave candle here. This is a nice Morningstar reversal off of the 21. Ran up for 20 minutes and then went sideways again through here. Look at this, another really high wave indecision candle. We had a lot of those. One here, one here, one here. So we had like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them like touching the 21. Really interesting. So see if we get any more of those, and if we do continue to run up, bouncing off the 21, that's looks like it's been a great trade. Looking at the options, then it's you just got to get that risk just right. So playing off the 21 was really the way to go. Let me zoom back out. And so, while this looked initially really sideways, there was a lot of up and down through here. And so when it touched the 21, obviously the 21's been working better. You can see we pulled back into some of these lows. So these candles in here put in a low at like 550, 538. We've got lows over here. This was 530. I think the lowest we got right here, 485. This was the lowest one. So this is the one that looked like, oh, it's going to break down, and then it recovered, and then it recovered again. And so even through here, I mean, it really put in a really great base of like $5 all through here, like 550. You really could have set that up. Buy at 550, stop at 450, and then it's a Thursday, look for 4 hours. So that's 9. So did we get up to 9 here? No. Did we get up to 9 over here? No. Oh, we did. 913 on this one. If you bought at 550, do we get up to 9 here? No. Here? Okay, we tagged 9, but then it ran up to 9 again over here. So that was kind of the setup. It was really, I mean, we're just so strongly bullish, just trying to find the right option to be in and looking at where we would potentially bounce. And then into the close, we went sideways here, looked like we were going to kind of break down, And then that's when it bounced again, right off the 21. But this low here took out some of the previous levels here, even though we're really about the same level, a little bit higher. Some of that premium got sucked out, on a Thursday, before Friday's expiration. But to the market makers, this could look like a little bit of a, like a sell-off, I guess, and sucked out some premium that hadn't even been there, at the close of yesterday. Like it didn't look. I don't know who expected it to run up this far. I don't know if the market makers did, but they had to bake in a lot more premium as this ran up, and then you got that move into the close. The low here was above 550. So I don't know that I would have been in again at 550, but I don't know if I would have been in this one at all. It went sideways all day. We haven't seen a rally like this into the close too much, have we? I guess we no, didn't really rally in the close. So we had rallies in the opens. And here, so this was the previous open. Well, let me zoom into this again. So 15 minutes of buying, 15 minutes of selling, 15 minutes of buying, 10 minutes of selling, 25 minutes of buying. So this is why this looked different. We were taking out all of the bears from this sideways day here. We have not had a rally into the close like this in some time. I wouldn't be surprised if it did it tomorrow, if it did actually continue up. We have been sideways for so long and we've taken out so many bears. I really wanted to get a little more of a rest day. I zoomed in too far, by one candle. So than I like it to be. There we go. So I was really looking for a little bit more of a rest, but I guess this was enough of a rest right at resistance. Here we are, a little bit higher. I'm sorry, not a little bit higher, a lot higher, but very quickly taking out that resistance, taking out this upper wick. Just above here, I've got this line. So we're coming back up into our price at 33.6680. I wouldn't be surprised if we just blasted up through there. We've got a couple more candles here in the 3300s that we could easily take out and continue to run up. From right here, it seems like a stone's throw away for an all-time high. This is shaping up a little more like this rally pre-earnings than I expected to be happening right now. I thought we were going to go a little bit lower. I was obviously wrong. Happy to admit that. And we took out some of the highs through here, right? All through here with a few bullish candles. We rested a little bit at some of these levels. So could we have another line coming in like that? Maybe. What would that be? Let me zoom in on the daily because it's a whole lot easier to see. Okay. If I lined up, nope, I want to duplicate. If I line this up with like the high, because I think that's what this was. No, this was lined up with that level. No, I'm not looking at that. Hang on, let me do this again. This was lined up with the resistance here, pretty much the open price. Okay, that's where that's saying that upper wick was. That lined up really well. And then we bounced off of it here. So if I duplicate this, come on, duplicate. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, there we go. And I'll put this at the open price. That would mean potentially we run into some resistance here and pause, right? Just pause even for a day. It could do that. We're almost at that same level. If I just line this up like another, there we go. So we're a little bit above the open. We're a little bit higher over here. If we do it tomorrow, the 11th, that could mean 3,400. If that's how high we run. I don't know if we will. I'm just trying to get some of these lines ahead and, see if there's still a framework that is going to help us. I'm trying to reinterpret what happened here. I still think this is a bearish breakdown. This triangle was solid. Totally broke down below it, retested it, rolled over. This was all the rollover we got. And that was very similar to this. Put in some lower wick, and really rallied from there. So Yates, if you're watching, thanks for the input on this, helping to just look at these hammer type candles here. And yeah, looks like we are rallying out of this. Sorry, rallying out of this very similarly to how we rallied out of this. So appreciate it. And yeah, the options, it was even hard looking at this put. Like it just lost its value all day long. I did the same sort of thing where I kind of zoomed in on this to see, well, was there anything here like even a reversal here that just continued to roll over? Did we retest some lows? We kind of broke down here and then retested with this candle. So this was that same one here. And again, it's just hard, it's so hard to see these candles. So this one is the one that looked like it was selling off. That was only a retest of like the low, the previous low of the day and the low here. Retested with this candle, then that immediately rolled over. This, sorry, from here we had a rally and then went sideways. So the opportunities were all throughout the day. You could have gotten into basically any low, buying off the 21 or buying when it touched the 21, and at least gotten an R or something a little bit higher, higher than where you entered. Yeah, just happened all day. So like I said, we'll see if this continues, if we get some more bounces off the 21. And we got a little bit of a framework here. So we'll see what happens. Hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.